Welcome to the lecture series in computer science. We are seeing a series of lectures in the subject Python programming. In today's session, we will be seeing a topic on the libraries that are used in Python, the libraries of Python and its implications in machine learning. Now, as the contents of the session are, we will be seeing about the various libraries that are available in Python and what are those libraries that are required to be used in for machine learning. So, the various libraries are, it has been classified as scientific libraries, visualization library, algorithmic libraries, and what are the specific libraries that we use for this machine learning. So, as the first slide of the session is, we will classify the different scientific libraries that is available in Python. As far as the scientific library is concerned, the first and foremost library is about the pandas. What is pandas? First I will list out those libraries and then we will see in detail about each and every library. Pandas, NumPy and SciPy. Now, what is pandas? Pandas is used for the data structures. What do you mean by data structure? Where am I using pandas? You can use pandas for retrieve the values from a table. Then what do I require? I require the rows and columns. So we will see how to use or how to retrieve the data from a table using the library pandas shortly. Then about NumPy. What is this NumPy? It is used for arrays and it is used for the matrix calculations. Then SciPy. What is SciPy? It is used for solving integration integrals, differential equations, optimization, and this SciPy is highly useful for the data visualization, because whatever I give it theoretically, it will be more effective, efficient when you are going to view practically, when you are going to see on a visual basis. So for which we can use this SciPy library. Then we will see few visualization libraries in Python. What are the visualization library? We have a data visualization. What is this data visualization? Data visualization is the graphical representation of the data in order to interactively and efficiently convey whatever you are going to say to the clients, to the customers, or to the stakeholders. If I am going to say, sir, this is the amount of profit that I have received for this particular quarter and these are the losses, instead of saying it like that, if I am going to show it as a graphical representation with some pie graphs or some bar graphs or some column graphs, then the customer will be in a position to easily understand what am I expressing. The customer may be communicative, he may be good at English, or he might not be knowing English, or he might not be knowing the common language, but anyone and everyone can understand the diagrams, the pictures. So representing using a graphical representation of the data is said to be, we call it as the visualization library. It is, visualization library is a way to summarize your findings and display it in a form that facilitates interpretation and it helps in identifying the patterns or trends. Then what are the other visualization library? My dear viewers, in our earlier session we would have seen about a library called Matplotlib. This Matplotlib has most of the features are taken from the MATLAB software. So this Matplotlib, where do we use this Matplotlib? It is used plotting and for and for showing it in graphs. Then one other important library, vital library, which is rarely used by the college students, but it is frequently used in the industries, is said to be a Seaborn library. What is a Seaborn library? This Seaborn library is used to determine the heat maps, the time series, the violin plots. Time series, where do you use it? If you have studied a topic on temporal data mining, for stock markets, for this particular second, you could find a varied graph. For the next set of seconds, you could find a varied graph. When you could take an example of a particular website called moneycontrol.com, in which when you are going to see the variation of the stocks in the NSE and BSE markets, you could find the difference, how the graph goes in and comes in. So that things is said to be the time series, and for which we use a visualization library called a Seaborn library. Then the third set of libraries is said to be the algorithmic libraries. What is this algorithmic library? Scikit-learn. This Scikit-learn, it is a vital library for this machine learning. It has all the functions inbuilt within this Scikit-learn. With this Scikit-learn, you can classify, you can analyze, you can cluster, you can associate, you can do anything and everything. So all these functions are built in this Scikit library, and all the algorithms are pre-written within those functions. So that is the reason we call Python programming is 10 times, coding in Python is 10 times smaller when compared to coding in C programming, 3 to 5 times smaller when compared to coding in Java programming, because we have all the functions inbuilt. We were able to get everything, anything and everything. We just need to import this library. That's it. When you are going to do import, when you are going to import this library, all the functionalities available in this library, within this library, will be made available to you. So you can easily use those functions. Now, so this Scikit-learn is used for machine learning, for doing regression, and for doing classification. Then what is the other algorithmic libraries that is used in Python? Is said to be the stats models. What is a stat model? The stat model is used for exploring the data, for estimating the statistical models, and it is used for performing the statistical tests. So this stat model, with the help of the stat model library, you can use all the statistical tests. What are the statistical tests? Something like F test, yes, function is available. ANOVA, yes, function is available. Chi-square, yes, function is available. So for all these things, all these functions are available or inbuilt within a library, stats model. So these are the algorithmic libraries that are used in Python. So apart from these statistical models, we can figure out many different inbuilt functions within this stat model. Now let us see how to load the data with respect to pandas. What is a pandas? Pandas is a software library that is written for the Python programming language for doing data manipulation and analysis. Now this pandas, it offers data structures and operations for manipulating the numerical tables. That is the reason some 2-3 slides before, I said whatever data, where will you place? All these data will be placed in a table, and how do you access? You access it through rows and columns. So this is how I access it. These pandas, it provides in memory 2D table object, and this 2D table object you call it as data frame. My dear viewers, this data frame concept is a very important entry point of a question, as well it is a examination oriented question. Now what is a data frame then? Before we could see about data frame, let us see how to import pandas. With the help of pandas, again my dear viewers, these pandas, this library is not available in your Python software during installation. When you are going to install Python, pandas library will not be available. In order to get the pandas library, in the command prompt you are supposed to type in as, pip3 install pandas, then only your pandas library will be installed, then only your pandas module will be installed. So then only all the functionalities available in the pandas you can use it. So then after installing this, you can use import pandas star, because why I say this person has taught me something, but when I executed it was not working. It is saying if you are not installing this pandas, it will say traceback error, no module by name pandas found, which means pandas was not installed. So it is your responsibility to install pandas before you work with this such libraries, because these are all specialized libraries. So to use it, you are supposed to customize it, you are supposed to install these specialized libraries. These are all not the default libraries that are available in the Python software. So now to access these pandas, it is used to access to the large number of pre-built classes and functions. And in the table, what sort of files can be used? You can use a CSV file. What is a CSV file? Comma separated file. You can as well import contents from an XLX file. What is this XSLX file? Excel file. You can import contents from JSON file. So now if I am going to import contents from the CSV file, what is a CSV file? I said it is a comma separated variable file. This CSV is a file that is used to store data. We will see in near future how data has been stored in a CSV file. Each row in a CSV file, you call it as a data point. Working with such a data happens with a data frame. Now how do I get the data from a CSV file? This is the sample code snippet. Import pandas, and I am giving an alias name as PD. I am finding the path. If it is in the current library, I can state as CSV path variable name equal to gan.csv. My file name is to be gan. It is in the CSV format. So gan.csv. If it is not in the current directory, I can specify it as c:/ some names gan.csv. Likewise also I can specify df is a variable name equal to pd.read dot csv. It is very important for importing the contents from that is available in a CSV file. Read.csv, csv.path. What is a CSV underscore path? This is a sample CSV data set. This will be a sample CSV data set wherein I have all the values, which each and every value is separated by commas. Each and every value is separated by commas, and each row in a CSV file is called as a data point. Now, this is the sample CSV data set. Now, let us import a CSV file into Python using pandas. So, I am importing pandas as PD, giving an alias name as PD. I can as well import the contents from a website, from a web page. How do you use it? URL equal to, I am giving the website name, and I am trying to import the contents. df is a variable name equal to, how do I read? PD dot read CSV URL. What is this URL? This URL is this URL, this variable name. URL comma header equal to none, which means I have not given any header. What is header? How do I give the head? We will see. Now, so header equal to none. Now, we will move on to what a data frame is. This Python, it is a two-dimensional table. Sorry, this pandas is a two-dimensional table consisting of columns and row labels. That is called as a data frame. My dear viewers, in data frame, D is caps, F is caps, no space in between. Pandas dot data frame within braces, data comma index comma column comma data type comma copy. Now, let us see the real implication of how it works. CSV path equal to gan.csv, df equal to pd dot read of CSV path. This CSV path is this particular variable name. df dot head, this gan.csv is nothing but the variable where the CSV file is being stored. This read.csv will do importing df dot head of head, which means it is a data frame that is used to examine the method. My dear viewers, if I am going to give it as df dot head of phi, it will be loading the first 5 rows from the head, from the top portion. Instead, if I am going to use it as df dot tail of phi, what will happen? It will be loading the last 5 rows from the table. Now, I have not given anything, df dot head. If I am going to give it as an empty thing, it is a method that is used to examine the data frame. Now, how do we export it? After doing all the computations, how do we export it? df dot to CSV. For importing, it is read CSV. For exporting, it is to CSV path. What is CSV path? After doing all manipulations, I am exporting it to this particular CSV, right? To CSV path. Now, what are the features available in this data frame? It has columns are of different types. The size is changeable, mutable. Columns are of different types, size is mutable. It has a labeled axis, rows and columns. Then it can perform arithmetic operations on rows and columns. Then, how to access the contents from a dictionary? My dear viewers, you would have seen a session on dictionary. So, this is a dictionary, hope you might be knowing. My query is, I have given the values as year is a variable equal to, in second year, these are the students that are available in my second year. First student name is Ganesh, second student name is Manish, third student name is Ramesh. And I am giving the year of birth. Year of birth, first student year of birth is 2010, second student year of birth is 2011, third student year of birth is 2011. Now I am giving detailed year, period or data frame of year. What happens is that this is my table, second year, year of birth, Ganesh is born in 2010, Manish is born in 2011, Ramesh is born in 2011. Now, if I want to pick only the year of birth, only this, what do I do is, as I have placed anything and everything in this data frame of year, x equal to df, open the list in which YOB is the name of the year of birth. It determines the year of birth. It should be in quotes. So, what happens? I get this year of birth alone of all the students whoever is studying in second year. Now, I say I want only unique values. I do not want the repetitive values. Wherein here 2011 is repeated twice. So, I want only unique values. So, df YOB year of birth dot unique, what will happen? It will print only the unique values 2010 and 2011. It will not print the duplicate values. Then usage of IX. This IX also, it is similar to access the unique elements. If you want to access the unique elements, if you are going to have 2-3 Ganesh in a class, then you can access the unique element through this IX. df.ix 0, 0, which means first 0th row, 0th column, 0th position of the first row in the first position it is there. So, 0, 0 determines 0th row, 0th column, 0th position of the first row, 0th position of the first column, Ganesh is okay. Or else I am saying it as, in my second year, in my first 0th column, I need to call that person. So, what is his name? So, his name is said to be Ganesh. So, that Ganesh has been called like this, df.ix second year 0th column, the value is Ganesh. So, this is how the unique elements are being determined. Then, what are the Python libraries that are used in the machine learning? In machine learning, the Python libraries that are used are NumPy, SciPy, Matplotlib, and then Pandas. Very important is this scikit-learn. Now, we will see about this NumPy. NumPy, it is a math library which is used to work with n-dimensional arrays. The computation is done effectively and efficiently. NumPy is essential for working with arrays, dictionaries, functions, data types, and it is used for working with images too. SciPy. SciPy is a collection of numerical algorithms and domain specific toolboxes including signal processing, optimization, and statistics. SciPy is a good library for scientific and for working with high performance computations. Next library is said to be the Matplotlib. Matplotlib is a popular plotting package that provides 2D plotting as well 3-dimensional plotting. 2D denotes 2-dimensional, 3D denotes 3-dimensional plotting. Then Pandas. Pandas is a very high level Python library that provides high performance, easy to use data structures. Pandas has many functions for data importing, manipulation and analysis, and it is used for manipulating the numerical tables. Anything and everything will be stored in tables. Then scikit-learn. Scikit-learn is a collection of algorithms. It has a collection of algorithms and tools that are required for machine learning. And again, my dear viewers, scikit-learn library is not available by default. You are supposed to install the scikit-learn library. In short, it is called as sklearn. So how do I import? How do I use it? As I said earlier, you are supposed to go to the command prompt, give it as pip3, install sklearn. So the scikit-learn library gets installed. It has most of the classification, whatever you use for classifying the data. So all those functions are inbuilt in the sklearn. Regression, and for clustering, for grouping, for all grouping, clustering algorithms, along with it has a very good documentation. This scikit-learning has pre-processing of data. You can select the features using feature selection. You can extract whatever the required features using feature extraction. You can train the data set, you can test, you can split, you can define the algorithms, and you can use this fitting models, tuning parameters, prediction, evaluation, and exporting the model. The scikit-learn, it can split arrays or matrices into random train and test subsets in a single line of code. My dear viewers, this is sample scikit-learn program code snippet. So from sklearn, you are supposed to install it, import pre-processing module you are importing, x equal to pre-processing dot standard scalar dot fitx, which means dot transform. So it transforms, and then similarly I am using a sklearn dot model selection. I am importing training sets, train, test, split, and I am working out. So this is as well I am trying to import a support vector machine SVM. So this is a sample code snippet for that uses this scikit-learn library. Now let us summarize this session. We saw about the scientific libraries, we saw about visualization libraries, we saw about algorithmic libraries, and we saw the exclusive Python libraries that are useful in machine learning. Thank you.